I'm just going to use the restroom.
We'd like to welcome everyone here present in the multi-state office building. And those of you who are online, this is the monthly commission meeting for the Utah Department of Alcoholic Beverage Services. My name is Steve Handy, and I am serving as this year's chair. And we'll have some introductions in a moment here, but just to note that we have Commissioners Conaby and Owens are online with us remote, and we excuse Commissioners Tennert and Toohey. We'll have some introductions in a moment, as I said. So let's go ahead and start with our Pledge of Allegiance. We'd like to welcome Jorge Corona Lave, who is a new program manager, seated right here. Jorge, if you'd like to all stand, and he'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, that was echoing a little bit, wasn't it? Steve and Joe, come on. Conaby. He's on mute, huh?
I'm here. I'm here, Mr. Chair.
That's the issue. Thank you, Chris.
Yes, sir.
You need to be muted. Thank you very much. Okay, I want to make some quick introductions and appreciate all those who are here, so that those who are here know who the staff members are and the commissioners. To my right, we have Doug Murakami, who will be presenting. He's the Director of Alcohol Education. Todd Darrington, our Deputy Director of Finance and Administration. Jeremy Summerlath, Managing Director of Operations. And as I indicated, Commissioner Owens is virtual. We have Commissioner Jackie Orton here, our Vice Chair, Jennifer Terrazon. We also have Steve Lucero and Joe Ferrari, of course, assisting with our technology today. They are both in the licensing and compliance specialists. Melissa Suarez, who's the administrative services specialist. To my left, we have Director Erica Evans, the director of the department, and we have Sam McHenry, who is the Assistant Attorney General assigned to the department. We have Brian Swan, our Deputy Director Legal, and Craig Ware, our Compliance Administrator. In the audience, we have Rob Hansen, our Training and Special Projects Program Manager, Stephanie Hansen, our Off-Premises Program Manager, Aaron Hinkle, Violations Program Manager, Jeff Colvin, our Manufacturing Program Manager, and we just met Jorge Corona Leva, On-Premise Program Manager, Michelle Schmidt, our Communications Director, and let's see, Tracy is not here. So that gets us started with our meeting this morning. So just to note, we know that we typically this is on the last Thursday of each month, but we are a week early because of the Thanksgiving holiday a week from today. So we will meet again on Thursday, December 18th, and also then on January 29th on those Thursdays. So just to note that. You also would know that we have some upcoming holiday closures for our stores, Thanksgiving Day on November 27th, and of course on Christmas Day on December 25th. Should note that those of you who would like to address the commission, hopefully you filled out a note back there or contacted Melissa, and we'll have those comments at the end of the commission meeting. So let's go ahead and proceed with our agenda this morning. And the first item is item number 4, our Parents Empowered update from Doug Murakami, the alcohol education director. So Doug, go ahead. The time is yours.
Thank you, Chair Handy. Good morning, Commissioners. Very briefly, I'd like to talk a little bit about our new campaign creative, and then, of course, take a look forward to what's ahead. I also have two short videos. We're hopeful they'll play. They're just a minute and 2 minutes. So they highlight our KSL Takeover Days. They're promotional days that we held last Wednesday, and yeah, great success with those. But first, Steve, if you could pull up that first slide for us. While he's pulling that up. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So these are our digital banner ads that we're running currently. And just to read that, it's a little hard to read. It says, "You're a bigger influence on your kids than you realize. Make sure they know it's never okay to drink underage." And it's a fun campaign. Obviously, the bigger parent there is highlighted. And that's going to be the focus of our new campaign year, big influence. These are banner ads. They're actually animated, but we won't bother with that. But they just kind of cycle through with the messages, and then the little arrow on the right side there takes you to our website. So if you see those, that's our campaign for the year. And then the next two videos, this is, again, I mentioned it's part of our KSL Takeover Days. So it's a promotional day that we do every quarter with KSL TV, and
Holidays
it
bring
has
joy
great
and
reach.
potentially
I'll
more
go ahead and
alcohol
let
at
him play
parties.
that.
Talk with your child and set clear rules. No underage drinking, and make clear you strongly disapprove. At gatherings, keep alcohol out of reach and never provide alcohol to kids. No amount of alcohol, not even a holiday sip, is safe. Developing brains are more vulnerable. Underage drinking can alter brain development, impair memory, learning, and judgment, raising risk for dependence and academic problems. Parents make the difference. Bonding, boundaries, and monitoring. Spend quality time daily on what your child enjoys. Talk often and set firm rules. Monitor with the 5 W's: who, where, what, when, and what they'll do if alcohol is present, like calling you to come pick them up. And stay involved. Parental involvement drops by half from 6th to 12th grade when kids need us most. Learn more at parentsempower.org.
Great. And then this next little video clip is from the 6 p.m. KSL News. It featured Natalie Tippett. She's a health educator with Bear River Health. Again, we partner with all of the different prevention districts throughout Utah, and she just did a terrific job. I apologize for the sound. I believe this has a little bit of closed captioning, so perhaps we can maybe follow that instead of the volume. But Steve, if you can
Underage
try playing
drinking can
that.
alter brain development, impair memory, learning, and judgment, raising risk for dependence and academic problems. Parents make the difference. Bonding, boundaries, and monitoring. Spend quality time daily on what your child enjoys. Talk often and set firm rules. Monitor with the 5 W's: who, where, what, when, and what decision.
And that's why no underage drinking is our goal.
They're getting a combination of the two.
Ads like these, coaching parents and kids to work together to prevent.
Okay. Maybe while they're pulling that up, I'll just mention that we, oh, here we go.
Parentsempower.org are reminding us to talk with our kids about the harms of underage drinking. Here's news specialist Tamara Fanua with ways that we can start the conversation.
Holiday celebrations with family and friends can sometimes include alcohol. That's why it's up to parents beforehand to help them make the right decision.
And that's why no underage drinking is our goal.
Parents Empowered produces ads like these, coaching parents and kids to work together to prevent underage drinking.
I would wish that they knew that they are the #1 reason that kids won't drink underage.
I don't know. That's a
Natalie
little
Tippett
difficult
works with the
to follow.
county
Why
and
don't we just
educates
skip that?
parents,
And
especially this time of
what I'll
year.
do,
Talk about
commissioners, I
alcohol.
apologize, but we'll certainly send out the videos and get that to you via email. But great job by, again, Natalie Tippett. She's at Bear River Health. And again, I mentioned we use these prevention coordinators throughout the state, partner with them, and they're just terrific working with us to get our underage drinking prevention messages throughout the state. So did a great job there. And then just to note, KSL partnership, just a great way. We get super engagement and great value partnering with them. So, okay. And then I did want to mention moving forward, we have what are called community partnership projects. I think you've heard me talk about them before. We got some great ones coming up. I wanted to mention a few. Weber County, we've got some pickleball court wraps we're going to be working on. The Mill Creek area, they have a fun family skate night. There's a skate park in Mill Creek that is really a blast for families, and we'll hold an event there. Northeastern Utah, we're also going to put some signage at their skate park. Summit County, they're pretty famous for their trails, walking, biking, whatever, and we're hoping to get some messaging on those up in Summit County. So that should be a lot of fun. Kearns, we got some local videos that they're going to try to produce with some local stakeholders and leaders in their community. So we're looking forward to that. They have a high Spanish-speaking community there, so it should be really interesting to see what they come up with. And of course, we'll help them with that. And then Wendover, we're going to try some garbage truck wraps there. So real popular in terms of visual messaging. So anyhow, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doug. Always great stuff. We'll look for these visuals, when we can hear the audio better, but they'll be playing. I think a lot of you know that on November 10th, Michelle and I had the opportunity to discuss the Parents Empowered annual report on KSL Radio's morning program a little bit, and that turned great as well. Any comments from commissioners or questions? Okay, I think we're good. All right, let's have our financial update from Todd Darrington.
Thank you, Chair Handy. The finance report for this period is period 4 of fiscal year 2026. That is the period that ended October 31st of 2025. In this period, you'll see that our retail sales are outpacing what we were in last year, which was a good sign to see from a healthy financial position. We were up about 3% from the same period of last year. Overall revenues are up about 2.5% at $21.9 million this year compared to $21.3 in the last year. Expenses currently are underpacing what we were in the prior year, but that's a timing issue. We expect it to level out. And as you look to the year-to-date numbers, you'll see we're far more consistent and level between our expenses and incomes. Altogether, we're looking at a return to the general fund for this period of about $10 million and year-to-date of just under $26 million. Are there any questions I can answer for commissioners this morning?
Thank you very much. I think we're good. Anyone online? Any commissioners online, Melissa, have questions? No.
No,
And,
thank you, Mr. Chair.
We should note to those in the audience and online that we have two subcommittees, a compliance subcommittee and an operations subcommittee that meets before this commission meeting. So we've had quite a bit about opportunity to go in depth with Todd and ask about the financial report. So thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All right. Oh, Commissioner Conaby, you have a question. Is that right, sir?
Oh, no, I was going to make a comment earlier. Apologies, Mr. Chair, to Doug, just letting him know if he needs any help with Mountain Trails Foundation in Summit County, let me know and I can help him there.
Oh, thank you for that.
Of course.
Doug lifted his thumb up.
Okay, great. Thanks.
To be in touch with you.
Yeah, apologies. We had a little family emergency, so sorry I couldn't be with everybody today. Thanks.
Hope that all is well.
All be well. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Now, the next item is an operations update from Director Evans. And on my agenda, it says she's going to talk about the national penny shortage. That is a burning issue. And I just wanted to tell you, Director, that I fished in my, my extra things. And so I don't want you to feel alone. I brought you some pennies here. There's a bunch of pennies. You've heard a penny for your thought. These are pennies for your thoughts.
I appreciate that, Chair.
Please update us.
Yeah. Yeah. So first up is the national penny shortage. I'm sure many of you have heard the news about the United States Treasury stopping production of pennies and how retailers all over the country are now feeling the pinch, for a few more puns. State liquor stores are no exception to that. We're feeling the impacts as well. We're working on, and we think we have a runway up until the end of the holidays to give employees and customers time to know when we're out of pennies. So just want to highlight today kind of the key things to know as we navigate this. Right now, we are asking customers to pay in cash or to pay with exact change. We believe, like I said, we could stretch this out till the end of the holidays. But if we get to a point where a store does run out of pennies, we will likely implement a cash rounding system similar to or in accordance with the direction provided by our government partners, the Division of Consumer Protection. The rounding in that sense works like this. Rounds to the nearest 5 cents. So 1 and 2 cents would round down to 0, 3 and 4 cents would round up to 5, 6 and 7 cents would round down to 5, and 8 and 9 would round up to 10. We realize this is an imperfect solution. I want to highlight that we're making decisions based on the realities of the world right now, similar to other retailers, and our available resources, which I now have 30 extra pennies, so we're doing well. So I want to thank Department of Commerce, Division of Consumer Protection in particular, for providing guidance on this and leading out. And I just want to emphasize again, we're not making any immediate changes in the state liquor stores. And we're hoping to make it through the holidays with our current penny stock. So we do have Dave Davis here, who represents the Utah Retailers Association. Since Dabs does have a retail arm, right? I thought it might be helpful to also hear from our other retail organizations about how they're approaching this as well. So,
hi, Dave. Come on up and introduce yourself. Dave represents the retail community, and I've known Dave for a lot of years, and so please introduce yourself. We'd be happy to hear your perspective.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Dave Davis, President of the Utah Retail Merchants Association and the Utah food industry. So we represent the lion's share of retailers out here in the state of Utah. And Chair Handy, it was so fun to see your reaction to the penny shortage, because I called the Department of Commerce, the Consumer Protection Division, about 2 months ago and said, I think we have a penny problem. And they had exactly the same reaction that you did. They said, Davis, come on, we got bigger things to work on. And then a month later, I got a call back and they said, Houston, we have a problem. And so let me just give you a little bit of an outline. We did work with Commerce in developing this rounding system. I never thought in my entire career that I would have to know what Swedish rounding is, but I know what Swedish rounding is now. And it is exactly what Director Evans sort of detailed. As she said, it's not a perfect solution, but it's something that over the course of a year, a consumer and a retail business should come out pretty close to even. There is some rounding down, there is some rounding up. So the counsel that we have given to our retailers is really twofold. Number one, it is critical that you be transparent with your customers. Consumer Protection has done a nice job. They've developed these little fun flyers that we can make available to our customers. And this details the rounding system and exactly what is going to be done as far as rounding. So be transparent And then the other piece of counsel that we've given to our retailers is be fair. There's nothing to prevent a retailer or Dab's retail stores from just rounding up all the time. But we have encouraged our retailers to be fair about the process that they choose. I want to put something else on your radar that we're going to be working on during the legislative session. I've had discussions with the Utah State Tax Commission. And the way that it works, and I'll just tell you how it works in the private sector. I'm probably not as familiar with how it works in the DAB system. But when we calculate our sales tax that is due, we simply multiply our sales times the prevailing tax rate at that time, and it gens out a number. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that we had 10% more rounding down transactions than we did rounding up transactions. That would put us short. We would be short. I see the finance, Todd is nodding his head. We're going to be short. And theoretically, we would have to scratch a check to the tax commission to make up that shortfall. So we're going to be working with the tax commission to come up with what is an acceptable tolerance, where if you fall within this band, that you will not be required to remit those extra pennies, if you will, to the tax commission. So we'll be working with that. So again, transparency and fairness, I think, are the hallmarks of a rounding system that works. And Director Handy, I would suggest that you get those pennies back from Chair Handy, from Director Evans, because they're going to be collector's items very soon. Are there any questions?
Any questions, commissioners? I think that I wanted to say this. I had asked this question. About 12% of our sales are cash.
Yep.
So, questions? Commissioner Orton.
Hi, thanks for being with us. I just have a quick question, and I'm not sure you have the answer for it. This was the first I had ever heard the term Swedish rounding, and it reminded me, isn't this something that the EU countries would have dealt with as well?
Jeremy knows.
And how, I'm just wondering.
I'm going to defer to my EU friend, Jeremy, but the short answer is yes. And the Swedes were the one that came up with this rounding system, and hence the name. But it has been deployed in numerous EU countries that have gotten rid of smaller currencies.
And before we hear from Jeremy, I just wanted to say, I was listening to a story last week on NPR, and they were talking to a small business owner, and he was talking about the impact on his business of having to round down because he felt like that was the fairest thing to do. And it was shocking. It doesn't seem like it would be that much money, and it is a huge chunk of change. So with that, I would love to hear from
Jeremy, before you go, it is a really good observation. I represent a lot of grocery stores. And grocery stores, the way that I'm going to disclose the secret sauce here about grocery stores, the way that they make money, they have tiny, tiny margins, but it's high volume business. And so, Commissioner, it's a good observation. These pennies, even though they're not a lot, can add up over time. Sorry, Jeremy, I didn't mean to step on what is going to be a fabulous response.
I don't know that I have a fabulous response to that. I just think it's important to note that this is not really endemic to the United States. Other countries in the past have ended their lowest denomination coins over the last 25 years. Right? So, for example, Canada phased out their penny in 2012, Australia in 1992, New Zealand in 2006, the Eurozone in the 90s and 2000s, Switzerland in 2006, the US, and then there are other countries as well. So I think just putting that into perspective, I mean, this is just the way of things, I guess.
And do we have any sort of intelligence as, I mean, is this kind of the model they used to deal with it?
Yeah, the whole notion of the round up, round down to sort of find the balance, that's the Swedish rounding.
Okay.
to which it speaks.
Thank you. And thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much.
Good to be with you.
Thank you, Dave, very much. You're going to stay for the rest of the meeting, right? Come on. Because right now, well, it'll be interesting to see over the next ensuing months how this all shakes out. Director?
Couple more updates, but before we move on from pennies, I just want to underscore it's cash only transactions that we're talking about. And I really love what Dave said about being fair and transparent. So when and if we move to a rounding system, you will see notices in the stores and really trying to give everybody a runway by talking about it today. So I will move on to some good news about our new store opening in Roy. So on December 1st, we have our new store location. It's actually moving from our previous Roy location. Doors open at 11 a.m. to the public, and commissioners are welcome to be there by 10:30 to come see the new store. It's looking really good, and welcome our first customers. I just want to give a big thank you to all of our DAB staff that work so hard to get these stores up and going, from warehouse, retail, and administration. It takes every one of us to get us to stand up a store. So, and then I'll just mention as well, we're also working hard on the new store in Moab, and that will be opening in February. So we'll keep you posted on that. So, and with that, that concludes my operations update.
Thank you very much, Director Evans. I had the opportunity to tour, we opened that store in Marriott Slatersville here some weeks ago, and I had an opportunity to tour. It was still under construction, the store in Roy, and it is really a gorgeous store. And Michelle, by the way, I'll be out of town on the 1st, so I won't be able to be there for that. All right, let's go on to item number 7 now. Sam McHenry will take us through the violations. This is on the consent calendar. There are 6 items, and we've had an opportunity as commissioners to look at these violations and these adjudications in depth. And so now, if you'd take us through this, please.
Thank you, Chair and Commissioners. As Chair mentioned, there are 6 items on the consent calendar today. They are considered as a one-block vote unless any of the commissioners would like to pull any of the items off for further discussion. And with that, we have settlement agreements in place and ready for commission action.
Thanks very much, commissioners. We can discuss this after the motion. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I'll move that we approve.
Commissioner Orton, in a second, please. Commissioner Terrazon. And a second, please. So now discussion from any of the commissioners, either in present here or online, about the consent calendar, the violations. Seeing none, we'll go to a vote, but we'll have to have a roll call vote, correct, Director? Technically, no. So we will, Commissioner Owens and Commissioner Conaby will just let you vocalize that. And so I'll call for the vote. All in favor of approving the consent calendar as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye for Commissioner Conaby.
Yeah, thanks. Any nays? I think that's unanimous. Thank you very much. We'll now go to that passes unanimously, on the consent calendar on the violations. Item number 8 are the licensee recognitions from Director Evans.
Thank you, Chair. I think we're yep, there we go. We've got our list up on the screen. Just want to recognize all the different licensees we had over the last month who passed their cub inspections, visited by DPS, our SBI partners, and we're serving alcohol safely and legally. So Want to thank you all. I also want to note that we had a high success rate this month. The amount of investigations that we had this month was on par when you compare to those that we had last November. And then the percentage of passing was actually higher. So thank you to all of those on the screen for working to keep our businesses safe.
Thank you very much, Director. The next item are the November 2025 license renewal reminders. Craig Ware, our compliance administrator, will present that.
All right, thank you, Chair. I just want to take a moment and offer a reminder. We are currently in a renewal campaign for the following licenses or permits: local industry representative, brewery manufacturing, distillery manufacturing, winery manufacturing, public service permit, certificate of approval for out-of-state brewers, beer wholesaling, and liquor warehousing. Again, we're currently in that renewal period, and that period ends on November 30th. So please get those renewal applications in, and licensing and compliance will be forever thankful for that. So thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Questions from commissioners? Commissioner Orton.
I have what is probably an embarrassing question, but that never stops me. What is a public service permit? I don't remember. I mean, I'm sure we've had them before. I just don't remember seeing one. But what is that?
The public service permits are for the airlines, railways, be able to serve alcohol for their passengers in that public conveyance.
Gotcha. That's public service. Okay. Just checking. Just keeping you on your toes.
It was actually a really good question. Thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions? Seeing none, we'll move now to our consent agenda. This is a lengthy portion of our agenda. Includes the approval of minutes and the licenses in multiple categories. And Brian Swan, our Deputy Director of Compliance and Legal, will present that. Go ahead, Brian.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. So on the consent agenda, it is comprised of items A through K on the agenda. That includes the approval of last month's meeting minutes, and then all of the licensees listed with those various license types in B through K. So as we customarily do, you can approve each of these items through one block vote by approving the consent agenda, and that will grant each license that is listed on the agenda. Or you also have the option to pull any specific license applicant aside and set that aside for a separate discussion and analyze that separately. But the commissioners have been well briefed in the subcommittee meetings on each of these individual license applicants. So it is to you for a call for a vote, Chair.
Thank you very much, Brian. Any questions for Brian from commissioners? We've had an opportunity to review this in depth. Commissioner Orton, please.
Just reminder that we still have restaurant full service on the consent agenda because we don't have a shortage.
Thank you for noting that. That is correct. Thank you for noting that. Anything else, commissioners? Commissioner Terrazon? No. Okay, that's good. All right. And nothing from our commissioners online. So this will include the approval of minutes. So I'd ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Move to approve the consent agenda A through K.
Vice Chair Terrazon, and a second. Commissioner Orton, please. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. Those commissioners in favor of approving the consent agenda that includes the minutes from October, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Thank you very much. Item number 11 are our license application consideration. This is Rob Hansen. We'll come forward now, Rob, and we'll have an opportunity. I'm just going to say in advance, are the folks here from Whitehorse that would like to address us? We'll give you an opportunity to give us an update on how things are coming. So go ahead, Rob.
All right. Good morning, commissioners. We do have 3 extended closures. This deals from the fire that took place on Main Street back in the summer. They were granted 90-day closures by staff. To go past 90 days, it has to be approved by the commission, and that's why they're here. Whitehorse is asking to go to the February commission meeting, Whiskey Street to the April commission meeting, and then London Bell they had put down December. They are going to go past December, and they would address the commission also. So if you would like to come up.
Yeah, I think this is the appropriate time. And before we move to a motion and vote, please state your name, sir, and where.
Jason Lacates. I'm a partner in the Bourbon Group. We own Whiskey Street and Whitehorse. Whitehorse is coming along. If you know much about the story, it wasn't damaged nearly as much as Whiskey Street was. It didn't catch fire. Most of the damage was the weight of the water from the firefight collapsed about a third of the front of the building. Unfortunately, everything was still destroyed because of water. We got about a foot of water in the building, and smoke pretty much destroyed everything. But it's coming along. The important part of the building survived, so it's been easy to put back together. We're receiving our equipment, I believe, today or tomorrow. We're shooting to open about this time in January 21st, 22nd, right around there. That's going good. I mean, we have a couple of wild cards that we do have to have fall into place to open for that date, but I don't think you'll see us back for Whitehorse. Whiskey Street is a different story. You're going to see us back. We don't know when we're going to be open. We're still, just recently the fire investigation wrapped up. We still don't know what that entailed, but we were kind of basically put on hold until that investigation was complete. We still haven't completed the demolition. If you've seen any pictures online, there shows some pictures of some trusses and whatnot going up. That's not new construction. That's actually to hold the building up so it doesn't fall down. We still have to take it down all the way down to the dirt. Thankfully, the important parts of the building are going to survive, and that's the historical aspect of it, the front of the building and the north and south walls. So that's kind of what we're hoping to preserve. But we do have to take it down to the dirt and do seismic upgrades. We have to bring the building up because it's basically new construction. So it is going to be a big deal. Everything in the building was basically destroyed. We think we've been told by architects and engineers that to shoot for the first part of 2027. We're way more optimistic than that. We believe we'll be open by this time next year. I'm hopeful that by the end of next summer we'll be open, but at this point we don't have anything definitive.
Well, we are extremely sympathetic. The commission, we've been continually apprised of the status here, and the department. We know that the department has been working very, very well with you, and we're very happy to comply with your requests, and we'll just work this through. I did see one news report that in one of the establishments, it kind of indicated that maybe some of the product was not destroyed, that it had survived the fire. Does that make sense?
Remarkably, a lot of it did survive. In Whitehorse, most of it did. We had to get all the product secured really quickly. The buildings were being looted immediately. Thankfully, the people getting in the building weren't looking for priceless whiskey. They were looking for hooch at the end of the day. But
yeah.
But it was we don't know. We got it all secured. I just barely started last week going through it. It was the building at Whiskey Street actually didn't catch on fire inside the building. In some portions, it came down to about the bar level, but for the most part, it was a roof event. But the roof collapsed, destroying everything.
Of course.
So we have stuff that's totally fine, and then we have stuff that just exploded because it got so hot that it just exploded. We have stuff where it got so hot it blew the top off of it. So anything that's factory sealed and didn't explode is probably going to be okay, but everything else is going to be a bottle by bottle determination.
Yeah. Other comments or questions from commissioners? Commissioner Horton.
Just wishing you well.
Yeah.
We were talking in our subcommittee meeting and our chair check-in earlier about the fact that this used to be a much more devastating situation for us to have to deal with as commissioners, because we had some fairly strict limits as to how long you could kind of be on the sidelines before you had to surrender your license. And we don't have that issue anymore. So we as commissioners are very happy that we don't have to sit here and go, get it done in 18 months.
Yeah.
But I know that it's a huge struggle, and we support you.
And thanks. And at the end of the day, the emotional part of this is long behind us. Now we're just building restaurants, and that's what we do, and we enjoy it. So at this point, once we get to the seismic upgrades and whatnot. It's just building restaurants, which we can do pretty quickly, and you'll see that with Whitehorse. So we're pretty confident. We want to get them open quickly. Like I said, I do not think we'll be back for Whitehorse, and I think 2 months from now is pretty impressive on our end. But I think everyone needs to be patient on Whiskey Street. We do want to get it open quickly. But thanks for everyone. The staff's been fantastic. So I want to thank everyone for that.
That's great to hear. Vice Chair Terrazon had a question or comment.
Just a comment. I've always enjoyed going to Whitehorse and Whiskey Street, so I know the community is looking forward to having you guys back in action, and it's great news to hear that Whitehorse will be back sooner than later.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your time.
Thank you very, very much. So now, commissioners, we'll need a motion to approve the extended closures for Whitehorse, Restaurant, Whiskey Street, and London Bell, and Amendment 21 as presented by Rob.
I'm not sure if London Bell is here.
Oh, pardon me. Okay, I was just reading. Forget that. Okay, so as you wanted to address this, sir?
Yeah, I just wanted to give you my. I'm sorry. My name is Frank Paul Raj. I'm a partner at London Bell.
Hi, Frank. Yeah.
Hi. Thanks for us having this meeting and kind of giving us a platform to explain what's going on. Like what was said earlier, we pretty much have a total loss at our side. The fire did occur in our building. So that being said, they have just barely released that building or released the building back to us on Monday. So we have not been able to do anything until this point, which has kind of really hindered our planning and progress. But we do fully plan, or we plan to rebuild as soon as we get more information from our insurance company. We are going to hit the ground running, and we'll have to demolish is what we're thinking, and we move from there. So we're looking for a little bit of some time. So I know other places have they've been able to move forward, so they got a couple months on top of us, whereas we're behind. So I'm realistically thinking that we're going to be probably closer to 2027 by the time we open.
It can take you a full year now. That's rough.
That's tough. It's tough for all our employees.
I'm so sorry. Anything, commissioners? Yeah, thank you very much for coming to address us.
Appreciate it.
So anything else, Rob, before we call for a motion?
I just know on the agenda, London Bell, we had it for December of this year. If we want to put it December of next year.
Okay. So that would be, as Rob has explained it, we could just include that in the motion, Director. Yeah. Yeah, we can have you come back in December to see how you're doing next year. So a motion, please, as presented.
Sure. I'll move that we approve the extended closures.
As presented, and Vice Chair Terrazon, please, a second. All right.
And just
Go
to
ahead,
clarify,
please, discussion, yeah.
so we are asking London Bell to come back in December 2025 instead of December 2026.
It's up to, it's subject to the commission. Yeah, we can determine that as we go along.
got it.
We get updates, right?
It's up to the commission, if that makes sense.
Oh, so in my motion, I can change it to say, with the exception of London Bell, where they are requesting to return for December 2026 commission meeting instead of the 2025 commission meeting. Yes.
Frank's not, you said yes, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, any further discussion? We have it figured out. Go ahead.
No, I was just wondering if we could say, oh, thank you. Maybe July 2026, at least to get a halfway point update as opposed to waiting until the end of the year.
To clarify, even if you did December 2025, they could come in and you could extend again. So there's really it's just a matter of when you want to check in. That's really what you're voting on. So.
And I think that's, so I think the suggestion, we're amending the amendment.
Okay.
And we're going to ask that that London Bell returns to speak to us in July of 2026 instead of waiting to December of 2026. Okay.
Frank's good with that. Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Clarification.
Mr. Chair, do you need a second on the amended motion?
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out exactly what the motion is.
Yeah.
So do you want to extend to July 2026? Commissioner Terrazon, or do you want to extend to December 2026?
Let's vote on the first two and then we'll vote.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll go ahead and vote on the first two.
we're gonna bifurcate the motion. So we're gonna vote on White Horse and Whiskey Street, correct? On those extended closures as presented. So we have a motion on that and a second on that, and then we'll come
Yes.
back to London Bell. So all in favor say aye.
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 All right, that passes. Now let's take the London Bell situation.
So the question is whether we want to extend to July 2026 or whether we want to extend to December 2026. And Commissioner Terrazon,
But either way, they can, if we extend to 2026, we can, or December 2026, we can still ask them to come in occasionally
In July.
for the updates.
Correct. It's probably a little cleaner if you do it in July and then extend again just under the code. Mhm.
Let's do that then.
so we'll go ahead and do that. So I'll make the motion again that we approve the extended closure for London Bell and Amendment 21 to July of 2026.
Yeah, is that clear, Commissioners? That's clear. Okay, and a second on that, Commissioner Vice Chair
Second.
Torres, and second on that. Any further discussion from those of you online? You're good. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, there was some conversation in subcommittee about giving full support to the restaurant and just them understanding that we have lots of licenses now, but that may not be the case in July. And so for us to understand that in July and make sure we can protect their license if they're moving forward at that point would really be preferable. So great motion and great second.
Yeah, thank you very much for that clarification, Commissioner. All right. All in favor of this second motion on London Bell and Amendment 21, say aye.
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 All right, that passes unanimously. Thank you very much, Rob.
All right.
You have anything else? Now we have the license change of locations and some other items there. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have a license change of location. It is Offset Brewing. They are moving from 1755 Bozanza Drive, Park City, to Forest Hill Drive in Park City. And that application is complete.
Very good. So now we have the change of location request, and this is number one under the license change of location 1. So a motion, please, to approve that.
So moved.
Vice Chair Terrazon, and second from Commissioner Orton. Any discussion? No. All right. Very good. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Okay, Rob, now the change of location requests.
We have a change of ownership next.
Ownership now. Thank you.
It's the Bearded Beaver in Beaver, and this application is complete for this change of ownership.
All right, very good. A motion, please.
So moved.
Vice Chair Terrazon, second, please. Commissioner Orton. Any further discussion on the change of ownership for the Bearded Beaver? Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Conaby, did you vote?
I did. I had said aye.
Thank you very
Mr.
much
Chair.
for that
Thank you.
clarification. All right, that passes unanimously. Now we have the bar establishment applications, Rob.
All right, so we have 30 full-year bar licenses available for the entire state. We have 3 applicants. We have Cold Creek Tap Room and Eatery in Cedar City. This one is conditional. We have the Engine Room Pub and Bistro in Salt Lake City. This one is conditional. Then we have the AC Hotel Park City in Park City. This one is no longer conditional. It is complete. These applications meet the requirements and are ready for your consideration.
Robin, we do get another license in the next month or so. Is that correct?
We get the next license in January.
Oh, in January. Okay.
All right, very good. So let's see, Vice Chair Terrazon, keep going there with the motion, please.
Sure, absolutely. Move to approve the 3 new applicants.
Thank you. Second from Commissioner Orton. Any further discussion? Seeing none, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 All right. Thank you very much, Commissioners. That is unanimous. All right. Thank you very much. That gets us through most of the agenda, all of the agenda, really. We just any further comments from commissioners before we invite anyone from the public? Do we have anyone from the public, Melissa? Thanks. Love to hear from them. Any comments from commissioners, first of all? Commissioner Owens, Commissioner Conaby? Okay. We will now have, though, anyone who'd like to come and, take a couple, 2 or 3 minutes, address the commission and state your name and where you're from and whoever is first. Yeah, just speak it in the mic, Melissa, and they can come up.
Eva's restaurant, Mr. Wall and Charlie Pitt.
All right, please come forward, sir. Oh, no, you're good, right? We took care of you, right? You're welcome. All the best to you. Thank you very much. All the best. Yeah, the compliance staff is nodding yes. Right? All right, very, very good. All the best to you and great success to you and your enterprise. Who's next, Melissa?
Lana Train.
Same story. You're all approved, right? And you're all set, and we wish you great success too. Is the third one the same? Go ahead on the third one.
The last one is Frank. I don't know if he wants to say anything else.
Oh, Frank, we talked to you and we wish you the best, Frank. Yeah, it all works, doesn't it? All right. Thank you very much. And how'd we do on the over-under? Not too good. Not too good. They're always wanting to say, how fast can we do this commission meeting? Well, listen, just from all of us, a happy Thanksgiving and a wonderful holiday to all of those who are here, our wonderful staff, and we thank you for them and this opportunity to serve the public, serve the citizens of the state of Utah. We appreciate that very much and the great support we receive. And so we'll take one more motion for adjournment.
So moved.
So moved. Vice Chair Cherzan in a second. From all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And, we are adjourned. Enjoy your holiday too. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.